I am the co-owner and the chairperson of the United Africa Group, a privately entity in Namibia, which is a multi-billion dollars enterprise with a various business portfolio. But all of this was not achieved overnight.
Africa's human resources, found in every part of the globe, is the continent's greatest assets. They are in the top positions in their chosen fields and compete favorably with counterparts from other parts of the world.
The first job I had was in America in IBM. And however, I left the IBM out of my own volition to pursue my own business dream, because I had a dream. And I was at that time when many were competing to be part of the prestigious company like IBM. But one day I wake up, I decided to quit the IBM.
Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
It was not easy for my boss to understand, but I asked him, how does it work if somebody wants to quit the IBM? He said to me, do you want to quit? He said, no, I don't want, I'm just asking. He said, no, we never have people quitting this company because this is a very prestigious, you should be, look at yourself that you are fortunate and lucky to be part of the IBM. I said, really?
African immigrants identify the areas that are in high demand and then go all out to position themselves by taking advantage of available resources.
I went to the library and I was trying to find a business, which business I can do with less money. And that was African art, collecting African art, antique. And so sometimes my instinct, independent, overwhelming me. And then I also said that, I said to myself, if someone else did it, why not me? What is wrong with me? The only difference I see, I'm a woman and there's men. So if somebody else did, whether it's a woman or man, why not me? And I told my husband, he used to be my fiancé that time, and he thought I'm crazy. He said, you stubborn. Why this is America? I say, it's America. This is America. I said, I asked, why not me? If somebody else in America did it, why not me? And he said, no, Africa, you are joking. This is America. Where many immigrants, I can look at, where many immigrants have made a lot of money in America and established a big business. So I decided to try, look at those people who did well.
From the stables of the publishers Echoes Africa magazine comes your favorite TV show, Echoes from the Valley. African story like you've never seen it. Recorded in locations across Africa and diaspora. It is Africa from African perspective.
That conversation about who's the most African, we're really spending a lot of time on something that really is not that significant. What's significant is what we do.
As governments, as individuals, we have got to tell our stories.
What is your African story? What is your origin and history? What makes your culture and tradition unique? What are your milestones? Echoes from the Valley on Africa Independent Television, AIT, For sponsorship, participation, and advert details, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
Inherited some of those hard work from my father. And then I said, well, I went ahead. And my first entrepreneurial venture was selling that African hard work in the Bay Area, California. And I even won an award, and I couldn't understand. So I dedicated that award to my employees because it was not that easy.
For the average African living abroad, there is no level of success they attain that can make them forget their homeland.
When I came back to Namibia, I pursued the entrepreneurship with full force, that if I could not fail on the other side, what's going to make me fail where I belong? So I have owned the various business, and I have taken many risks, and some which were fruitful, and others which were unsuccessful, but nevertheless were lessons and their own right. Today, and I also believe that if you don't take risk, you never know what is there for you. And you can go for 4 years universities. You never learn as much as from failure. And so today, I am the co-owner and the chairperson of the United Africa Group, a privately entity in Namibia, which is a multi-billion dollars enterprise with a various business portfolio. But all of this was not achieved overnight. It was not easy decision, but I decided that I'll never know what is there for me. Because that day, I even went to my apartment and looked at myself in the mirror. And after that, I went to the pool, then lay on the pool. I don't know how to swim, but I lay on the pool and I tried to talk to the people. And I asked them, do I look normal? They said, no, yes, everything is fine. I said, okay. And I look at myself in the mirror. Because the mirror is another, if you want to measure the situation, is like, if you smile in the mirror, you get the smiling back. Whatever, if you cry, you see the crying back. Mm-hmm. So when I look at myself in the mirror, I see the same marker. So I thought something was wrong. There was nothing wrong. Because the lady said, we never have anybody quitting IBM. But I did. Should I never quit IBM, I wasn't going to be where I am today. And there was no way I could take that. That's why, I could probably be afraid of failure. But like I say, failure is the best teacher. But it depends how you take it.
As governments, as individuals, we have got to tell our stories.
What is your African story?
I'm a person with determination, and I believe in myself. I tell myself a good story. And I believe that if you do not build a door where the opportunity will knock, the opportunity will never know where to knock. So the best thing is sometimes, if you look at the door, it's rotten push. And therefore, I always like to urge the people, if you have a desire to pursue your dreams in life or in business, and then you have to have, in business, you have to pursue your vision, your passion, and perseverance. Those are the ingredients to get where you are. And that you don't find them in a shop. You can only find it when you build the door. And then also, another thing which is very important, define what you are. Do not allow anybody to define who you are. should I allow anybody to tell me who I am? Number one, I was a woman. I was African, black, for that matter. Should I allow somebody to tell me? I don't think I was going to be where I am today. So that's why I prefer, when you define yourself, do not let people to define for yourself, and also brand yourself, because everybody's unique. Brand yourself, tell yourself a very good stories. When I say tell yourself a very good stories, and celebrate. The other day we get the award. I believe that celebrate your success, no matter how small it might be. Celebrate it. And the same day you celebrate the day. When we're here, we have to celebrate. We thank God that we're here. There's some people in the hospital today, but we're here. So, and we're here and we'll be tomorrow. That's why they're saying that the future is virgin, every day is pregnant. In my culture, we say expected. So you expect anything. So when I say that, when you celebrate even your failure, celebrate your failure with the equal vigor, and also learn your lessons, and it will never be any easy journey, but you must always be positive, because if everything was easy, everybody had done it.
Echoes from the Valley on Africa Independent Television, AIT. For sponsorship, participation, and advert details, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
The biggest challenge faced is lack of education and discriminations from our male counterpart. But I really admire men, because they are the one who knows the quality of women. They don't never tell us. Because women has a brain and men knows. If you put them two together, you can tell that woman has a brain, but become a victim by many things. But men, they are there with nothing but protected by everything. So the men they know that they cannot live without women. If you ask a woman, what do you have? They will tell you, I have my husband. But it's not true. If you ask the husband, what do you have? I have my wife. No, you don't have a husband, you have a brain. And that brain is really attacked by many things. Jealous. That's why you find women, they do not all, most of the time, supporting each other. And it came from a fear of unknown. It is sometimes that will take many years to correct. But if organizations and individuals contribute to ensuring that all African girls, women attend school, plus the upbringing, I guarantee you, we will run the world, especially Africa. Then we will be able to elevate the future generations to come and see how young girls and have opportunity to change their lives and subsequently to life of their families. But this can only be done with a collective assistance from our respective governments, private sectors, and individuals who are able to understand the importance of women in our society.
Echoes from the Valley. African story like you've never seen it.
African women, in general, whether in African or Asian or European, they always had is to be strong. All women are the same. Doesn't matter where you come from, whether you're Asia, whatever. In African women, though, have been disadvantaged all over, in the sense that a lot of our African sister has been deprived from having access to education, and this has hampered really their opportunity to further their dreams and transform their lives. However, despite the lack of education, many women each day, they wake up in the morning. They put their best foot forward and leave their home to go and try and find income in order for them really to save their families, to feed their families, to clothe their families, to do everything for their families. So, and to take care of their immediate or extended families. So really, I believe in women. Even in my company, I have 60 to 70% are women. And through that leadership, everything is in good hands because of women. What they need is they just need to believe on themselves.
You lived in America, so
Yes.
you know. The stories we hear outside of Africa about Africans, particularly the African women, are not the positive story. We have people like you who have excelled in your chosen field. Why do you think the international media does not focus on this positive aspect of Africa?
I think we contributed to that one. Either as an African or either as women. Because we suppose the media today are funded by our African resources. And this is about time to tell our own stories. This is our time. We have women in Africa, but nobody talk about them. But you find people saying that, we do not have women here. I ask it, if we do not have women, we only have men. Who are the mother of those men? Where you find the mother of those men should be the same area where you find the woman. You get what I'm saying? So I believe communication is very important. You can only communicate, or information and communication is very important. But if there's a communication breakdown, anything, there was no way for us to be known as women. Mm-hmm. So we need to find a CNN of Africa where you can even give a name in any African language, because we are rich with all those even languages, mm-hmm. words, wisdoms, everything. But we hardly do it in Africa. We do it in somewhere else. The people, even all the TV presenters from all over, most of them, 50% are probably from Africa. We need them back to come and tell our own stories. But when I can guarantee you, we have women determined in Africa.
Yeah, but you talk about we having to tell our own stories, and then the CNN and all others are run by our resources. But we have a situation whereby even businesses in Africa don't support the media, the indigenous media. How do you think we can do that, or not ask our people in the diaspora to come back, and when there is no stronghold, there is no backup with regards to funding? How do you think this can be surmounted?
This depends on the leadership. We need leaders. What is important is, and is lacking here, is the accessibility and affordability. If you access to finance, you can afford anything. And money today is the evil, and money is the one really finding the solution. So having a natural resources, having our leaders, I will look at that when we deal with Chinese, they do, I'm not saying I hate Chinese, but I'm just saying that when you deal with Chinese, they know what they want. But if you deal with somebody who knows what they want, and you don't know what you want, definitely it's a problem. And then that's the Chinese. They know what they want from us in Africa. And that is coming from, sometimes from leaders. Had our leaders prided in China. Should we have a woman in that leadership? I guarantee you, that woman was going to be different. It might be in a bad way or in a better way, but that woman was going to differ. Or should we have very young leaders on that things? The same things was going to apply. Because when most of the question was, what do you guys want? Most of them, they did not know what they want. They say, we want everything. You want everything for yourself, or you want everything for people? And if it's your people, which people? Your family or the nation? So we have to, leadership is not popularity. Leadership is about passion and dedication. So we need leaders who has people at heart. And we need a participation of everybody, especially women. That's what I'm saying. Women, they are very caring. And they do care about, they can even treat the country as their own kitchen, that everybody has to get the food from that kitchen. And poverty is very, very damaging instrumental to women today, because they have to do everything and no support. The only person that supports them is the guy above. Should we never have that one? I don't think we were going to be where we are today. But this is about time for us to realize and appreciate what God gave us.
As governments, as individuals, we have got to tell our stories.
What is your African story? What is your origin and history? What makes your culture and tradition unique? What are your milestones? Echoes from the Valley on Africa Independent Television, AIT. For sponsorship, participation, and advert details, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
I divide my time equally because there was a reason I'm saying, when I'm here, I am the co-owner and the chairperson of this company. Nothing personal. And I do business with my husband. So that's why when I'm home, I am the mother of my children. When I'm in the bedroom, I'm the wife to my husband, and then it's the husband and the wife to me, and husband to me.
What is your African story? What is your origin and history? What makes your culture and tradition unique? What are your milestones? Echoes from the Valley on Africa Independent Television, AIT. For sponsorship, participation, and advert details, please call the numbers on your screen. Echoes from the Valley, telling the African story.
I always say that where I am today is because of the people on the street and the guy above. And those are my job, my boss. That's why I always think that I have to pro back to the community, because should I never be granted an opportunity, I wasn't going to be where I am today. And it's very important to me, especially on my success journey.